One pitcher and one hitter that you must avoid at their current ADP in the NL Central. Jeff, let's start with the Pittsburgh Pirates. Who's the pitcher that you just don't want any part of right now?
It's not that I don't want any part of him, Alan. It's acquiring for the cost. David Bednar is a pretty good pitcher, good skills. I'm not convinced they're going to use him as a traditional closer, and I'm not convinced he's going to get a ton of save chances even if they do, because Pittsburgh's just going to be outright bad. It helps their case that the Reds and the Cubs don't look great either, or the Cubs are showing some signs of life again that they're trying. But I think Bednar might be throwing some in the 7th and 8th every once in a while, and they might use Chris Stratton as a closer here and there. So I haven't been paying that price for Bednar. I could be proven wrong on this one here because he does have good closer skills.
There's a couple Pittsburgh Pirate hitters that people do like this year. Are there any of them that you just can't talk yourself into?
I haven't landed O'Neill Cruz yet, the rookie shortstop for the Pirates. Big time prospect, but there's a wide range in batting averages for him. There's so little experience at the upper levels. He had like 30 at bats in AAA and then like 6 games with the Pirates. I don't think it's enough of a sample to say that yes, he's going to be great from day one. I think there'll be an adjustment phase this year. I think there's just a little too much hype. And again, the team context is terrible. Look at that lineup. It's just awful. So counting stats, runs, RBIs will be lower commensurate with his draft cost.
Let's talk Cubs. Who's a pitcher I need to scratch off my draft list?
I'm going to whip it with Marcus Stroman. 115 whip last year was great. Well, it was good, but that's easily his best. I think he ran a little lucky because of the ballpark in New York. I think that this year you're going to see him backtrack a little bit. That defense behind him isn't going to be very good. Cubs have a lot of slugs out there in the field, so I think that might be an issue for him a little bit. Some of those balls that teammates got, I think they may not get this year. So I think he's, for the price he's going, you're not getting the strikeouts, and your whip, your ratios are going to hurt just a little bit. You're not, and it's a disappearing strikeout rate. I just think you can find better options.
Who's a must-avoid Cubs hitter for you this year?
I am going to wait to draft Nick Madrigal until he actually runs at the big league level. Coming back after a major hamstring injury, wasn't running a ton for the White Sox. And the reason why I'm waiting on Madrigal is he has to steal for him to be valuable for you, because there's zero power. So you're getting no homers, you're getting no RBI. It's an okay lineup, not terrible lineup, but we're not guaranteed that he's going to be hitting towards the top of that lineup either. So we don't know how much he's even going to contribute in runs. He's a batting average and stolen bases guy, and we're not getting that big bump in stolen bases that you're really kind of hoping for yet. So he's one of those guys. Prove it to me before I land him.
Some of the Reds pitchers seem to be moving up. Are there any that are just moving up a little too much for you?
Well, Tyler Mahle is a guy that I've been avoiding. I've been kind of talking about that. He's good, but take a look at the home run splits. He gets hit pretty hard in his home ballpark. I hate seeing that. And again, this is a declining team context. So whereas he may have gotten you a decent double-digit win season last year, you could be looking at 7 or 8 wins this year because this team is worse. Strikeouts will be there. Ratio will be pretty eh. Sometimes he walks too many guys for my liking, and so he gets pulled earlier in games. And if the team isn't as good, they could blow leads that he does have. So I'm not paying the sticker price for Tyler Mahle.
Who's a must-avoid Reds hitter?
I think a lot of Reds hitters are going overpriced. At least they were before they all got traded away. But Jonathan India is a guy I'm still not drafting so much. There's a lot of second basemen in that range, and I like almost all of them better than him. In part because, again, the team's not going to be as good around him. He's going to get on base a decent amount. I think he'll score fewer runs. You just look at the bats in that lineup. They're not as good as they were in the past. So Tyler Mahle and Jonathan India both are guys that team context really drives their price down for me.
Okay, let's talk about the Cardinals. Who's the pitcher that you just don't want right now at their draft cost?
Steven Matz. Spin rate dropped off a little bit. We'll talk about that more with the Brewers in a second. He's a guy that wasn't as good after COVID, after they cracked down on sticky stuff. Declining strikeout rate was there. He goes from Toronto to St. Louis. Everyone talks about St. Louis Cardinals devil magic, and it might be real. I haven't landed Matz yet. I don't want to meet the Matz, I guess, but sorry.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah, it wasn't very good. But
that one
right.
I'm leaving in there. That one
Okay.
I like. That one I like.
Cool. So I'm not going to have Steven Matz basically this year.
Okay, let's talk about the Cardinals hitters. who haven't you got on any of your teams this year?
It's Nolan Arenado. You look at what he did in his first year at the Cardinals, that big batting average drop, and it wasn't all ballpark based. It was also that you could start to see some declining skills. And I think that that's something that he's going to hit. Maybe in year 2 with the Cardinals, it's a little bit different, but it's a tough ballpark to hit in. That's true. That's part of it, but that's not going away either. It's not like they're going to spin him off. He's stuck there for a while. So I just feel like he's still getting a little bit overpriced for what he brings to the table.
I know you like the Brewers pitchers, but which one do you least like and is a must avoid at their current draft cost?
So I'm really kind of digging hard here, Eric, because last time, as you alluded, I recommended 7 Brewers pitchers and I wanted them all. So the guy I'm hoping to lose out to Aaron Ashby in the rotation is Adrian Houser. Adrian Houser really saw a huge drop in his spin rate after they cracked down on the sticky stuff last year. He was the guy that really was considerably worse in the second half. And he's just not getting his strikeouts. He's also, so you're hoping he wins the 5th starter's job, gets and somehow bounces back. I'm kind of punching down here though, because he's like ADP is like 450. I really had a hard time finding a Brewers pitcher I don't like. I like them all.
If you had to pick one of the Brewers pitchers to bust though, which one would it be?
Well, Houser, but
the early ones.
One of the early ones.
You have to pick.
I don't have to. Stop pointing that gun at me. No, I'll say Aaron Ashby because he hasn't proven it yet. He may not have that job in the rotation, but I'm taking him though. So, trust me, I want Aaron Ashby on my teams, but he's more volatile than the other Brewers pitchers.
Let's finish up with a Brewers hitter. Is there one that you just haven't gotten because they're too expensive right now?
Christian Yelich. I've been on this bandwagon all year. I hope I'm wrong. I want to see the elite Christian Yelich again. He's going around pick 90 to 100. We always talk about him in context with Cody Bellinger. I think he's kind of broken. I don't know if the power is coming back. I think the back was a problem. The knee is a problem. He struck out a little less last year than he did in 2020, but he's just not hitting with authority. It's certainly not often enough. And I just question whether we're going to get that great version, elite version of Yelich back, and even a very good version of Yelich is kind of in doubt at this point in time.
Give me a bold prediction for the NL Central this year.
The Reds finish dead last. I think the Pirates surpass them. I think it's going to be that dismal in Cincy this year.
The best way to get ready for your fantasy baseball draft is the RotoWire Fantasy Baseball Draft Kit. You can get it right now for free for 10 days. Go to rotowire.com/try.